Have you ever thought of how you enter a space and what you bring into that space? I have a teaching from my grandpa Skip that whenever you enter a space, you should leave all of your negative feelings at the door on a hook. The student population at the University of Victoria is made up of thousands of students, each with their own stories, perspectives, and lived experiences. You may be an international student coming from outside of Canada or coming from elsewhere in BC. You might be an Indigenous student, mature or transfer student, graduate or undergraduate student. I want to offer you a huge congratulations and welcome you as you start your journey here at UVic. My name is Danica Paul. I'm from Songhees in Tsartlip Nation. I use she, they pronouns and identify as two-spirited. My ties to the Lekwungen territory are through my late grandfather Francis Sam, and his parents are Bernard and Florence Sam. I enjoy creating art, drumming, and singing with my friends and family. For thousands of years, the land that's often referred to as Canada has been lived on and cared for by Indigenous peoples. This land was stolen and colonized by European settlers, who defined the 13 provinces and territories that now make up this country. The adverse impacts of colonization persist to the present day, inflicting profound and ongoing harm. As a commitment to addressing these harms, we invite all of the members of UVic community to participate in learning and action around decolonization and indigenization. One action we can take to uphold and honor our local Indigenous protocols is to begin by acknowledging the land and territories where you, as a UVic student, will live. The University of Victoria is located on the west coast of Canada in Victoria, British Columbia. UVic was built on the territory of the Lekwungen peoples, which include the Songhees and Squamish nations. The Lekwungen and West Saanich nations' historical relationships with the land continue to this day.
Good day, my dear friends. My name is Lachichalak from the Lekwungen people. We're 19 tribes in the south, and then we got the Nuu-chah-nulth people on the west coast, and then the Kwakwala on the north. How the communities work together, share the land, share the water. The people, they just automatically share that, banded together with that what you call that respect. The kind of thing that happens with our people is that we know our land, we know our languages. When you come to the territory, there is a way that you go make sure that you respect the land and leave it the way you arrived here. We have a way to make sure that we clear the way for our students. And when we do any kind of welcome to the young people, I make sure that I'm not expecting you to take on my ways. I want you to know that I'm just sharing with you. And that's all I want to do. And this is one way that we do that here. And I really appreciate it. And I want to make sure that you understand that you're more than welcome to our territory. Haichka.
Haichka Siam, Grandpa Skip, for that welcoming. There are many nations that make up the Greater Victoria and surrounding area. We invite you to learn more about the lands that you'll be living on as a university student, and to do so from a place of respect and curiosity. It is from these places we can strive towards good relationships with each other. I also invite you to learn UVic's 4 Indigenous laws and philosophies. I will be saying them in Lekwungen and English. On the screen you will see them in Lekwungen and then in Sinchothin, the language of the West Saanich peoples. Heyuk Atsa Chililingsla. Remember our ancestors and birthright. Netsama Quinchei, work together. Noise sin I shuelaquin. Bring in your good heart and mind. Lech, halit samok, straight eats so. Be prepared for the work to come. I hope that you've learned a few things from this land acknowledgement and welcoming. We're now going to talk about some of the specific places that you'll get to know at UVic. To do this, I'm going to invite Samantha to join me.
That was a beautiful intro, Danica. I'm so grateful to live and learn in Lekwungen territory as a visitor on these lands. My name is Samantha, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a UVic student, artist, and community leader, or CL in residence. So I live in David Thompson, and I support other students who are living on campus. Now, together with Danica, we're going to tell you more about the UVic campus.
Let's start by introducing the ring.
You'll hear this term a lot during your time at UVic.
It's because the UVic campus is built within a circle called Ring Road.
Now, everything here is what's referred to as inside the ring. Inside the ring is where you'll find the majority of your classrooms and campus supports. There are plenty of spaces to hang out and gather. For example, the First People's House here in the heart of campus is a space for Indigenous students to gather.
The First People's House is a home away from home for Indigenous students. Rooted in the Indigenous ways of knowing and being, the First People's House supports the community through social, cultural, and academic assistance. Supporting this work is the Office of Indigenous Academic and Community Engagement, also known as IACE. They provide support for Indigenous students through many ongoing events, bursaries, and programs throughout the year.
Across from the First People's House, you'll find the Mearns McPherson Library and the Jamie Castle Center. The Jamie Castle Center houses many student services: the Welcome Center, the Mystic Market Food Court, One Card, Student Awards and Financial Aid, and the International Center for Students. If you're an international student, stop by the International Center for Students office during your first couple of days to get acquainted with the immigration, settlement, and social supports available to you.
Now, I know we just named a lot of different buildings and services, and we're about to name a few more. You don't have to remember all of them right now. You can find a list of these resources below the video, and you'll also learn more about each of these places on your campus tour during your first week of classes.
So, now that you're familiar with what's inside the ring, this is what's called outside the ring. Residence buildings, the Student Wellness Center, the Multi-Faith Center, Finnerty Gardens, the Bus Loop, the Student Union Building, also called the Sub, the Graduate Student Center, and the Center for Athletics, Recreation, and Special Abilities, also called CARSA, can all be found here. CARSA is also the home of Thunder, the UVic mascot, who will be making some special guest appearances in these videos.
Hi, Thunder.
Thunder's our friendly Viking.
Now, here's what to expect for new students living here. Many new students will reside on the campus in one of the UVic residence buildings.
Residence Services has guaranteed housing for incoming first-year undergraduate students.
There are plenty of rooms reserved for graduate and upper year students too. Just make sure you check out the Resident Services website for application deadlines and other information.
Take it from me, living on campus is a fun way to connect with other students and your community leaders, all while living directly within walking distance to all your classes. There is a new fully carbon neutral dining facility in residence called The Cove, as well as other eateries available across campus that all students can access.
2 new residence buildings built in 2022 were also designed carbon neutral. These buildings were given Lekwungen names: Chuknian House, which is named after the territory located where now called Oak Bay is, and Snakha House, which is named after a village in the now called neighborhood of Cadborough Bay. It translates to snow patches in Lekwungen.
Snakha House is also home to the Indigenous Students Lounge, which is open to Indigenous students living on or off campus. Speaking of off campus, let's talk about what your off-campus student housing might look like.
Let's go for it.
Remember this map?
There are many UVic students who live off of campus in neighborhoods around the Greater Victoria area.
Some of the types of rental housing you might find include renting an apartment or a room in a shared house, Living with other students can help make housing more affordable, as well as build out your community and support network.
There are a few different supports available to help jumpstart your search for off-campus housing, as well as basic information on renters' rights. Make sure you check the average rental rates in Victoria before you arrive to factor them into your budget. And also, watch out for housing scams.
Plenty of these neighborhoods have BC transit connections, and you can bus directly to campus.
That's right. Commute times can vary, but UVic is a pretty central hub for bus routes.
And if you're living somewhere that isn't on a central bus route and you don't have access to a car, you can look into car sharing options like Moto or Evo.
Cycling to class is another option, and it's good for the planet. Victoria weather is pretty mild, and although we do get some rain here and there, many people cycle year-round.
UVic is super bike friendly. There are covered bike racks around campus, as well as the campus bike center and hub, with free, secure bicycle parking and lockers available to rent.
And biking is not the only way to promote sustainability here at UVic. There are sorted out stations all around campus to help you with your recycling and composting needs.
And we have some great student-led initiatives like the Campus Community Garden, which is a space outside the ring that manages urban agriculture and permaculture space.
And don't forget about the UVic Sustainability Project. If you're passionate about sustainability and the environment and looking for ways to make a difference on the campus, this is a great group to check out.
As we wrap up, we hope you leave this video with a better sense of the lay of the land here at UVic and why it's important to enter these spaces mindfully.
Whether you're living alone or with roommates, you're responsible for your own space, as well as sharing common areas with others in a respectful way.
When living in residence, you'll sign a residence contract, but there are also other policies you should be aware of as a student, such as the academic accommodation, academic integrity, student code of conduct, and non-academic misconduct policies. These hold us all accountable as members of the UVic community.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the links below for more information on what we've just shared.
And be sure to check out the rest of the new Student Essentials video series. Bye!